G'day guys, my name's Spedswa, and welcome to my second episode of my Checkout series. So today we're checking out City Skylines. So this is a standard city builder game, much in the vein of SimCity, kinda like Banished I suppose. And the whole idea is to build a large, thriving city. So I'll load up one of my other ones, one of the ones I've been working on, and I'll just give you a bit of an overview of how things work. So in this game, as you can see, you build a city. So up here I have my industrial area. Over here I've got all my residential. I have a second industrial area down here next to my second entrance. And I've got some other high density stuff over here. So basically, when you start the game, you have one of these squares of space, and then as you go through the game, you can unlock up to 8 more. From how I've heard it described, one of these spaces is 2 by 2 kilometers, which is equal to the most recent SimCity's total building area. Another difference between this and SimCity is that every single person, all 13,500, is modelled. Whether they drive their own car, they walk around the streets, some of them even walk their dogs, and everything is entirely modelled. Until of course you delete their house, at which point they get deleted. So this is a standard city builder. You start with your varying types of roads. Let's just do this to show you. And we can have this. So you have your standard sort of roads here, complete with traffic noise and everything. And you can upgrade them to these nice little roads with grass on the side, which increases people's happiness. And it also reduces traffic noise. It also reduces general noise. And the same with this. This reduces the noise a little bit more, makes people a little bit happier, and it adds these nice little trees everywhere. The graphics are really, really nice. It's a really beautiful place to look at. You can turn down this blur effect in the distance if you don't like it. And this Twitter thing is kind of annoying. It has all these jokes that you see over and over again. But unfortunately, it's the only way it relays information to you. So, much like SimCity, you have to move your power around, and power is transferred through buildings by this nice little blue outliney thing. You can think of it as underground power or what have you. And you either need power lines to move across the power, or they have to be touching each other like the rest of my city is. You have your different, you have your different types of power generation. Each has a different upfront cost as well as an upkeep cost. So this is 200 a week and costs 12,000. This is 19,000 and costs 560 a week. This one's 2,000 a sell, so these get really expensive, and it's 3,200 a week. But the output is up to 1,600 megawatts. So it depends on what you're placing. Again, the same with water. You just have to have water pumps for each of your citizens. You just have to have water pumps for each, basically, set of buildings. It has its own capacity as well. And you can see up here, it tells you how much you've met. Again, the same with power. And you have to have drainage as well. Now, this looks really cool because the drainage produces pollution, and all of the liquid is simulated in this, so there is a flow downstream, which means you have to put your water pumps upstream from your drain pipes. Otherwise, your citizens get sick and they all die. And then, of course, you've got your garbage management, healthcare, so when you place something, it lights up green depending on where it can get to. Fire department, police, Schools, your standard sort of stuff. The only thing to take note in this game, because traffic is properly simulated, the garbage trucks, ambulances, fire engines, and police cars, they all have to make it to wherever they're going through traffic. So if your traffic is really backed up, like it is a little bit in this city, it takes them a lot longer than it needs to get anywhere. Now that could mean buildings will burn down before the ambulances get there, people get robbed and they stay unhappy, garbage doesn't get picked up, which again makes people unhappy. And that can lead to people leaving your town, which reduces your income. Now transport. You can set up all your different bus lines. There's also a underground metro, which is really expensive to set up. You've got cargo trains, passenger trains, all that nifty stuff, airports and shipyards, which I haven't unlocked yet. You've got different parks and stuff to try and keep the areas happy, and again they reduce noise. Then you've got these unique buildings, which tend to be a little bit bigger, and they do certain things. And yeah, and then finally we've got these monuments here, which I can't build because you need a lot more people. And they're basically the endgame mega structures that'll cater for everyone's needs. Zoning is free in this game and really easy. You can either just use the flood fill tool, bang, easy as that. You can drag out an area, or if you line it up with your grid, it stays lined up. And then you can paint it on if you want in small bits or large bits like that. You have all your different districts here. So the districts can have their own set of policies applied to them, as well as the town as a whole. So like Cooper Square here in Chester Hills, both of those have legalized recreational use of an unnamed illicit substance, whereas the town as a whole does not. So Moore Park, Myrtle District, Meadow Square, Cedar Square, none of those can have this recreational use. All of these will have an advantage and a disadvantage of some kind, like there's slightly reduced garbage accumulation, but slightly decreased happiness. So it's a trade-off for everything. If it's a really happy town, you can enforce that. Or on the other hand, if you're running out of garbage collection, that becomes an issue, then you can enact this and save yourself some garbage. You really need to watch out for these three, because it's 5 cents a building. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but there are a lot of buildings. And that could easily become thousands of dollars in negative from your income. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of the game. You're just trying to balance your residential, commercial, and industrial, as well as your power generation and water. And you're basically trying to build the biggest city you can. I've only got just under 15,000 people in this town. I've seen cities of hundreds of thousands, so they get really big. I'm really enjoying this game. It is easily my favorite city builder since SimCity 4. Some people will say SimCity 3000, depending on which one you liked and disliked. But it actually takes in a lot of things into account that you never thought a city would. In one of my other towns, I built a dam, or a hydroelectric dam, up in a river like this, and it caused the water flow to stop, which made the pollution flow back and into my inlets, which killed everyone in town. Things like that just don't happen in most of these games. And because these are the guys that brought you the Cities in Motion series, all of the traffic is properly simulated. And so everything gets backed up. And as I said, your ambulances can't get to places to save people. Your firefighters can't get to places to put out fires. And if your roads aren't done properly, everything can go to hell very quickly. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like below. And if you want to keep up with whatever I'm going to do in the future, whack the subscribe button for me. I'll see you guys next time with most likely a Let's Play from this game. Have a good one, guys.